Hoppy trails. Always say yes to the hoppy ending. Cheers.
Hoppy trails. Always say yes to the hoppy ending. Cheers.
Hoppy trails. Always say yes to the hoppy ending. Cheers.
Oh, we'll stay out late to gastrobate and hang out with our friends. We'll share a few good microbrews, the good times never end. From Seaside to the mountains, we'll travel many lands. Eateth of their pub cuisine and hear their local bands. We'll drink it from a bottle in a can or what's on tap. We'll rate each brew as we do with fairness and a map. Spirits are up, we'll fill our cup, the wind is in our sails. We'll drunkenly mix metaphors and travel hoppy trails.
Welcome back to Hoppy Trails, a show where after we do 1 year, we come back to you after a little holiday break, and we're not going to be drinking any alcohol because it's dry January, and that's what we're doing this time.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry,
I'm
not sorry.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Travis, and I actually am sorry. That makes me feel very sorry to
We're
talk
both
about dry
sorry.
January.
We're
sorry.
So sorry.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I am stoked that we've got a year down. We're coming back. We're starting, I don't know, season 2, I guess, year 2. It's 2024, whether we're calling them seasons or not. It's a new year, and I'm
we're
stoked.
A little behind. Technically, we should have 26 episodes out now, but this is episode 25. But I mean, hey, to be fair, our first episode was recorded like 3 years ago and only released a year ago. So
yeah, seriously, yeah,
we're all kinds of foobar.
But you guys are lucky. You're lucky we have this many episodes. Really,
beer and us is what makes time travel possible.
Time travel, absolutely. That's what it is.
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
It really is cool for us to be starting the second year. And I want to start off by shouting out to our patrons, just because our patrons have been so great. In fact, Nick, you and I are wearing some hats right now. So anybody watching the video, you can see we've got a pair of hats on right now from Moby Dick Brewing Company. Okay?
You don't know dick about Moby Dick unless you're Carlos.
Right. Unless you're Carlos. Carlos knows dick about Moby Dick, no doubt about it. But Carlos sent these over to us, and we're very happy to receive them. Nick, you've got more of the trucker style hat. I've got this mesh back that's more of like, I don't know, like a surfer kayak style hat. You know what I mean? Just It's really light. It feels like you could get it wet, no problem.
I feel like if you pop the brim up, you'd be good for playing beach volleyball. I don't know.
100% some beach volleyball.
Like
get my Ray-Bans on. Oh yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah, baby. And he also, let me see, I've got him here. He also sent over some stickers, right? Some coasters.
We love
everybody,
coasters.
You know we love this. Stickers and coasters. Send them to us. I send coasters out. We send stuff to our patrons. In fact, I've got on my desk, I've got sleeves of coasters. Sometimes bartenders are cool. They ask them for a couple of coasters, and they're like, "Oh yeah, man, you want some of these hemp ales, Humboldt Brown? You want a whole sleeve?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do."
Here, have a whole sleeve. We never use them anyways.
These are expensive. Let me tell you.
I'm sure they are.
And and if a bartender's not forthcoming with it, I just, ask him for something in the back and snatch a sleeve. No, I don't do that. We don't advocate theft. But every now and again, bartender's cool. Is just like, yeah, here you go. Have a whole sleeve. So I've got sleeves of different ones. I've got handfuls here and there. If you snag a couple, send them over to us. We love to have them. Yeah.
For sure. We love that stuff.
So Carlos, right? Billy Joseph Jr., who you see on the Instagram, that good-looking man out there just on his hustle. We've got Robert, and we have, and who's number 4?
Jared.
And Jared, that's right, new Jared out of New Zealand.
New Zealand.
That's right. Yeah, and he's been around since the beginning as well, and doing some great stuff there down with the Kiwis. And new Jared, we've got to get him on. Man runs a home brew shop. He knows his stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, Nick, as we often do, let's start off by cracking a beverage, and it being dry January. Oh yeah.
I don't know. Like I feel like something's off here. Literally, literally something's off.
Yeah.
But I want to give a nice shout out to my best friend Travis here,
Who's that?
who got me fucking you dumbass. Um, who got me this amazing gift.
Oh,
That I never even thought would just I never even thought of like, doing something like this. And this guy had the foresight, or either that or he scrolled through like an Instagram ad and he's like,
yeah.
"Oh yeah, that'll be awesome." Yeah.
That's
So
exactly how it went down.
so through some magic of home automation and everything, I I can now say like what is it? Hey Google, let's get hoppy. That's a little slow. Oh, and there's that beautiful Hoppy Trail sign back there. It might look a little
Yeah.
small. I wish I could zoom in on it right now, but there it is in all its
Oh,
glory.
dude, that's so awesome. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's a good looking sign. I was very happy with it. They were super fast, and yeah, it turned out so great. Very happy with that. Yeah.
Right? So damn cool. But
Yeah,
yes, thank you. Thank you for that. It really brings the room together.
Really tied the room together, did it not?
Fucking A.
This guy peed on it.
Donnie, please.
yes. Yeah, absolutely, man. Really ties the room together, dude.
So anyways, we can continue on to our drinking journey.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, now that we've got the mood lighting set, what are you
Yes.
cracking into, my brother, for this dry January?
I am cracking into this Alvarado Street froth water. Ironically, the letters froth kind of has the Hoppy Trails colors. I like that. Oh, look at that. You've got froth water too.
I
We are
also have
just
a froth water.
we're just all frothy.
All
Um,
frothy, man. I'm frothing for this
I'm
water, baby.
I never thought I'd hear you say that, but hey. Sparkling hop water with Citra
Yeah.
and Mosaic hops.
Citra and Mosaic, man. If you're going to use hops, those are two good ones to use,
So,
no doubt about it.
If you didn't catch it from the hop water, there is 0 alcohol in this.
Zero.
And also 0 calories, as it says here. And because there's no alcohol, 0 hangover. So
Zero
what a
hangover.
joy.
It says right there on the can. So, nothing what is it? Nothing ventured, nothing gained, or I don't know. No hangover. Is
No
what I'm getting
hangover.
at.
So,
All right.
ooh,
Oh, satisfying. Yeah.
ooh, that was nice.
It smells
pour.
hoppy. I'm gonna give you that it smells hoppy.
It's very
And
bubbly
these,
as
so
well.
I had a little adventure trying to get my hands on these because there's a couple of bigger chain stores around me that have started carrying Alvarados, and I thought, oh, they'll definitely have this. And I've seen they've had other hop waters different times. Not only did they not have this, they didn't have any hop waters at all. And I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Wow.
So today, on my lunch break, I was like, well, I'm going to run over to the production facility. I know they'll have them. Got there 2 hours before they're open to the public. So there's a lot of people working, not one of them who can ring me up. And so I tried, our local Star Market. They always have Alvarado, but they've been sold out for days. And finally went over to ASB on Main. You remember the spot that we went that's in the old bank?
Yes.
Went in there. They had a couple of foursies left, so I grabbed one, and here we are.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, it's nice color, or lack of. Very
Cheers.
effervescent. Cheers.
Yeah. Oh, very effervescent. No two ways about it, man. It's
very hoppy.
Man, that's nice. Here's what it's got in it, okay? Ingredients in this order: carbonated water, hops, citric acid, and then a little bit of potassium sorbate for stability. The citric acid, I really think, is very nice in this because it gives it almost like it's not a lemony, it's not a limey, but you're like, oh, it's got that kind of Sprite hint, but it's not sweet and it's hoppy. It really balances it out, I think.
So I'm going to preface this by saying, if you know me really well, which most people don't, I can't stand sparkling water. I hate it.
Yeah, you're a water purist.
I am a water purist. I'm all about that
Yeah.
still water,
Yeah.
as they refer
Yeah.
to in Europe. But this is actually pretty damn amazing.
Right?
The I yeah, no, I don't hate this at all.
Right.
And I was not expecting that. I was expecting to be like, oh god damn it, fucking sparkling water now, and to go rinse my mouth out with like a gallon of regular water.
Yeah.
This is delicious. This is really good. I'm glad that
Yes.
we have a second can of it. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, this is really good. I'm glad we
Yeah.
got this.
Oh, this is outstanding. This is outstanding. I 100% was expecting that it would be, as you said, like a sparkling water and kind of have that, almost artificial taste to it. And then like somebody had tried to shoehorn some hops into it and it would have that just kind of, basically like somebody forced a bunch of hop pellets into it. But it's not that. It's not that at all.
No, it's not.
It's good. It's like somebody sat down and said, how would I make a really good flavored sparkling water? And I'll just happen to make it hop flavored. You know what I mean? Not like somebody was trying to do a gimmick, but like somebody
Yeah.
really was looking at how can I make a delicious, refreshing beverage? And they did it. This is really good.
This is really good. I love this. I wish I bought more.
Yeah, I'm really hoping this is something that they keep up on and not just like a hey, these are out for dry January and that's it. I really hope they keep these going because these would absolutely be refreshing.
I noticed there's a lot of breweries doing hop waters for dry January.
Yeah.
But especially down in California, because I don't know if you saw it. I sent you a post about Burning Barrel, their third iteration of this hop water, or whatever that they're going to have on tap on Friday until it's gone. But
yeah,
it sounded really good. I kind of wish I could get my hands on it, but it doesn't sound like they're canning it. But
yeah,
this is delicious. I'm not going to avoid hop waters anymore.
Yeah.
But this is pretty damn good. I like this. Good job, ASP.
You know what? I'm gonna do a throwback to episode 4 with Holly from Epidemic, and she was talking about that they were getting into doing the hard seltzers. And I remember you and I were both surprised. We love Epidemic. We're like, oh, it's really great stuff, and they've got a whole variety, and they're good at all of it. And she had said, here's the thing. Like, yeah, there's a lot of mass market crap out there, but
yeah,
you trust your good local brewer to be turning out some good beer. Like they know how to ferment, they know how to make a good beverage. Trust them to make you a hard cider. And I'm going to extend the same thing. You've got a really good brewer here, ASB, and they turned out a wonderful hop water. And I don't know why I expected different. They know what they're doing. They put the time in. They're not just going to turn something out for the gimmick. And so, yeah. So I'm sure there's a lot of other really good breweries who are also just, they put as much love and attention into it. I kind of want to try some from other places. I'm into it. Yeah.
For sure. Now that I've been to a lot of places that usually have something like that on the menu, and I'm like, nah, whatever, sparkling water. Yeah.
Yeah.
now I'm actually going to legitimately try them all. So
yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Well, now Nick, I took another step here and went a step further in a direction I thought I would never go, ever, 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 ever. And I actually got a non-alcoholic beer, okay, brewed by Lagunitas. This is the first time I've seen it. It must be a brand new release for them. It's the Lagunitas IPNA, and the N is in red. I'll throw that up there. Lagunitas, where am I going? IPNA, all right? And non-alcoholic.
Nah.
Yeah, I'd be nah.
I'd be nah.
and for non-alcoholic beers, that means less than 0.5%. So it can be up to 0.4999999%, and that counts as a non-alcoholic beer, right? So
yes,
generally, and this is something that I just learned earlier when we were on the Instagram Live for Beer Guys Radio. Hey, Beer Guys Radio, I'm stealing some information from your broadcast, and I'm going to use it in our show. What's up? But so, I'm thinking this is your standard method where they either brew a real beer and then they water it down until it's got, low enough alcohol. or they use some technique to evaporate the alcohol out or whatever the hell they do, and it just makes this awful garbage, right?
Yeah.
Apparently what's happening now, and this, I haven't vetted this. This is from the Beer Guys Radio. So anybody listening, if you look this up and it's bullshit, don't email me. Email the Beer Guys Radio. They're the ones who said this. I'm just repeating it, okay? But what they were saying is that there's a strain of yeast that's out right now that brews, it ferments absolutely low alcohol. And so there's some technique that you have to break the sugars down further into a shorter chain, more simple, so that the yeast can eat them. But it results in a beer that's brewed very close to the way you brew a regular beer, but that comes out with low alcohol. And Lagunitas says right on here, full flavored, hop forward. I mean, I'll be the judge of that right now, but I don't know, man. Maybe this is a new age for those non-alcoholic beers. And Nick, you turned me on to what's that company that they've got a whole line of non-alcoholic beers? Who is that?
I think it's called Athletic Brewing.
Yeah,
Something
that's
like
right.
that?
Athletic Brewing. Yeah. And they've got a whole line of beers, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I've cracked the top. Let's see what's going on. All right, I'm going to throw this out here. It smells like a Lagunitas IPA.
Really?
It smells like a Lagunitas IPA.
Because that's a pretty strong smell.
I know it. Oh man, I know I said I wasn't going to put this in my glass, but I'm going to put some in the glass because I've got to open it up. There's no way I can investigate this in the bottle. Okay.
Yeah, no,
I'm going to pour this into the glass. Let's see what we've got here. Okay. Good color. Lighter in color than a Lagunitas IPA. Okay, so
oh wow, go. Okay.
That's a much lighter color, right?
Yeah.
It's clear. It's carbonated.
Mm-hmm.
Looks, I don't know. That's pretty light. Okay, now that I get my nose in, it's definitely a lighter aroma. So it's not as intense as that first whiff off the bottle. Okay. And all right, I'm going to go into it. Let's see. Look, if I don't come back, tell my family I love them.
I will.
Okay. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. I've had worse things. It's not. So a lot of non-alcoholic beers like genuinely taste bad. This doesn't taste bad. It's just not an IPA. It's very light. It doesn't really have.
Is it because you're subconsciously biased that Lagunitas is known to produce much better things?
It could be that my brain is expecting a Lagunitas IPA, and it's just not even close. You know,
yeah.
A Lagunitas IPA, it's a big West Coast IPA, right?
Yes.
Like there's no messing around about it. This is not a big West Coast IPA. It's just not. But it's very light. It's not heavy. Very light on the malt character. Not really bitterness. I would call this a hopped lager. More of a hopped lager. Yeah. Definitely more like a hopped lager than an IPA. Again, not terrible, right? I mean, if somebody served this to me and it actually had, 4 or 5% in it, I'd be like, oh yeah, this is a great hop lager. No problem there. If for some reason you need to drink a beer that has almost 0.5% of alcohol, I don't know why that would be, but if you really need to, this tastes better than other ones I've encountered before. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't know what situation you would be in where you need to have a minuscule amount of alcohol, but not a real beer. So I don't know.
I think I'd rather just go with this hop water here.
I would too. Let me tell you, that hop water is very refreshing. I like that quite a bit. So I'm not going to pour the rest of the bottle in there because, got other things to do besides drink the rest of this. It feels like, I don't know, it feels like calories for no reason.
Does that one actually? Oh yeah, I guess it would have calories because it was still fermented and everything, and there's sugars
It's
to
got to
it.
have some amount of malt in there, not a lot, but some amount. So yeah, I don't know. But all right, everybody, that's that. If you were wondering what it's like to have a Lagunitas IPNA, it is like drinking a hopped lager, but you'd have to have 15 of them to catch a buzz. So there you go.
So enough of the dry January nonsense. Did you guys really think we were going to spend an hour just not drinking beer? No, that's not happening.
There's no way. Okay,
That's
dry
not
January is
happening. It's
over.
happening right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, you hear that? You hear that? It's a real beer. And speaking of a real beer, Nick, what do you have there, my brother? What is that?
This is the Contains No Juice.
Yes.
Another favorite from ASB. There's a much of a label to look at. It's pretty basic. It just says Contains No Juice. And it is a double hazy IPA at 8.5%. And it is so good. I feel like they'll release it more often than just once a year now. But we saw it and I was like,
more regular.
This home. Mm-hmm.
Where'd you grab that from?
Out of the barrel in Campbell.
Yeah. They often have ASBs there. The Contains No Juice is coming out more and more. I feel like I remember when it first came out, or maybe it was when I was first exposed to it. It blew me away. It absolutely blew me away, and I was just like, this is an amazing beer right here. It kind of opened my eyes to the style more than anything else had at that time in my life. Very good beer. Yeah.
It is a very good beer.
I've got a couple of ASBs to choose from. I'm trying to decide on this Sonic Fuzz Hazy Double, or
we picked up one of those as well. We also picked up their the cold press hazy IPA or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, cold press. That's another really good one. I like that beer a lot. I'm glad that's in a more regular rotation. I also grabbed Cloud Black, which is an Imperial Coffee Stout.
Oh, okay.
And this is a collaboration between Alvarado Street and a brewery called Cat and Cloud. Oh, not a brewery. Cat and Cloud Coffee. What am I doing? So Alvarado Street Brewing.
A local place?
It must be. I'm not familiar with them, so I need to check them out. Cat and Cloud Coffee. So apparently they're the ones supplying the coffee. ASB is brewing with it. I think this is the one I'm going to go with. I think I'm going to jump into it here. Yeah, this is got to go with the Imperial Stout. Okay, there we go. Ooh, yeah, that's a nice aroma. Let me get this in here. You know what? Let me give a little swirl to rinse this non-alcoholic trash out of here. There we go. Okay, now for the good stuff. All right. Ooh, that is a nice dark one. And for anybody who's been watching our social media, and you know that for us, dry January means Brut January, meaning extra dry, not sweet beers. Fear not, this is not a sweet stout. This is definitely a dry coffee stout. So I'm not breaking our dry January. It's not a milkshake or anything like that. Here we go. Look at, that's a beautiful color on that. That is a very nice color. I am liking that. Ooh, coffee, roasty bitterness. Yeah, that bitter aroma. That's nice. I'm going in. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. That has a really silky mouthfeel to it. Just so smooth. That's excellent. I really like that. That's what I expect in a stout. That's a beautiful feel.
It's a beautiful feel. So it's interesting because I didn't even really think about it, and I didn't even plan it this way. So the froth water that we just had, that is done with Citra and Mosaic hops.
Yeah,
and I hadn't had Contains No Juice in a while, and so I'm drinking it. I'm like, are they the same? Using the same hops? And I forgot what Contains No Juice uses, so I looked it up. And they are using Mosaic and Citra hops.
Yes.
So,
we've talked about before that when Mosaic was first coming out, we weren't doing hazies and juicies. And so what you were getting from Mosaic was really unique at the time. And it was like, oh, wow, this has these kind of notes to it. It wasn't until we started using it in these hazies and juicies that it was like this explosion of the character of this hop. And it was like, oh my God, this style really unlocked the unique characters of this hop. And it's been amazing. Yeah.
Excellent. This is really good.
Now it's
okay.
funny. It's funny that the Citra and Mosaic are the ones that are in there in both of those. I did see a reel today on Instagram. I can't remember who it was, but it was somebody who was basically talking about, listen, large brewers, you've got to use more variety, and, Citra and Mosaic, beautiful hops, but you've got to be using a lot more hop variety. And the reason is this: the more the big brewers are buying huge amounts of Citra and Mosaic, the more that's what the hop yards are going to be planting. And so that's going to limit the variety of hops that smaller brewers have access to, because they don't have the purchasing power to get, hey, this hop yard to put a block of this hop in. And so it's actually very interesting that I just saw that today when these are the featured hops on two of the beverages we're having. But it absolutely makes sense. Bigger brewers, go out there, find unique hops, find newer hops, brew big batches with them, rotate them around, and that's what's going to keep these hop yards changing things up, trying new things, and making sure we have a lot of variety of unique characteristics for our beers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So all the large breweries who listen to this show, take note, and there you go. That's my good deed for the beer industry for the week, Nick.
You're welcome.
We did it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Chin chin. And Nick, what's that glass that you've got there?
So this is some folks may not be familiar. Letterkenny, although it's in the style of King of the Hill, as the folks from King of the Hill would stand by the fence. But these are the guys from Letterkenny. And you got Miss Katie back over here on the backside of the glass, lounging around in front of the produce stand.
Yep.
And then this is the guy here that I most closely identify with, Squirrely Dan.
Squirrely Dan.
You can kind of see why. Yeah, that's our little references, like when we say to be fair.
Say to be fair.
Oh, to be fair.
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 Oh, to be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
That's from Letterkenny. I don't know what else. Yeah, there's other things. They might appear in the episode or in the future. But yeah.
Yeah.
We just like referencing things.
Yeah, absolutely. Because really, we're not that funny. Every joke that we make really is stolen from somewhere else. It's just whether or not you've heard of the place we stole it from.
Yeah. So that's why we talk about it. So then if we took it from like a TV show, we're going to promote that TV show. You need to go watch that too. So
We'll put the
fucking
reference.
welcome, Hulu.
There you go, Nick. And that was your good deed for the week, helping out that little fledgling Hulu by sending some viewers their
Little
way.
fledgling Hulu.
Yeah. Well, why don't we do this? We've talked about a few beers and things like that. Why don't we take a quick break? We'll come back and I think we've got some fun stuff to talk about. Yeah?
Yeah. I gotta pee.
Beautiful. All right. We'll see you in a few minutes. Welcome back to Hoppy Trails, and we're here today with a little taster.
A little taster.
Little taster, not a full episode. We thought, why don't we jump into a beer and just talk about it?
Totally.
What do we have here today?
We have a beer from Hatchet Brewing Company in Southern Pines, North Carolina.
Southern Pines, North Carolina.
Sent to us by our good friend, Oh Billy.
Oh, Billy.
Yes, and this is a Braggin' Rights Session IPA. So
Session IPA.
you're going to have a nice low ABV on it. This one in particular is 4.7%.
4.7. So that means you can have one for breakfast and just keep having one more
Breakfast,
every
brunch,
hour.
lunch, and dinner.
That's it, till you fall out of your chair.
A few more in between.
Well, let's give this a shot and see what we've got.
All right.
Now, ordinarily, we would crack it open and let you hear that. We're not, because
Well, we already did that.
And this is take 2. We had technical difficulties.
But
So.
let me tell you, it sounded delightful.
It did. It sounded delightful. Held it up to my mic here. It was wonderful.
It was beautiful.
Damn you, technology!
It was a good piece of stagecraft.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. Well, anyways, cheers.
Cheers. So, beautiful color to it.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of honey color there, if you can see.
Like a light kind of cloudy honey.
Yeah, almost
like an
straw.
unfiltered honey.
Yeah,
raw honey.
There you go, like an unfiltered honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, good carbonation level.
Yep.
Good head retention. You can see the lacing up the glass like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. And what hop is in this?
This is Mosaic hops.
Mosaic, yeah.
Good old Mosaic.
And like we were talking about before, Nick, the we get used to the West Coast and the Northeast New England style.
Correct.
There's a lot of that hop aroma because they put the hops in late. This one, it seems like they put the hops in early as a bittering hop, and so you get that little bit of bitterness. Not too much, not like a West Coaster, but not a lot of aroma in your face. Just real mellow.
Yeah. To me, it's like a nice light, crisp lager.
Yeah.
With just a little bit of bitterness to it.
It is. Yeah, it definitely is like that. And definitely a beer that, if it was summertime, crack a couple of these, sit outside on your porch or whatever. It's definitely nice. But it works well in the winter too.
Very easy drinking.
Yeah, definitely a good beer. And I'd recommend it. They're North Carolina, if you're out in that area, definitely go check them out.
Definitely.
Yeah. And, let them know that you heard about them from Hoppy Trails. They won't give you a discount or anything like that, but, it helps us out, kind of spread the word.
For sure.
Yeah. Well,
help us.
And, where can people find us if they want to know more?
HoppyTrailsPod.com, but you probably already knew that if you're watching this right now.
That's true. Yeah. Well, with that, I think all there is left to do is remind everybody to always say yes to that hoppy ending.
Always say yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Did you ever get the feeling that there was more to this world than meets the eye?
Ghosts, aliens, angels, big feet, interdimensional spirits, cryptids, North Dakota. Well, neither have we.
So come join us as we uncover the true stories and plausible explanations behind famous paranormal urban myths.
From the perspective of skeptics.
But it's funny. We promise it's funny.
So join us in the Least Haunted Podcast, because the only thing that's haunted here is you.
Ah!
Are you a new parent trying to find your way?
Or are you thinking of becoming a new parent and want to know what to expect?
Or do you not plan on having kids, but just want to know what it's like?
Nobody without kids wants to know what it's like.
I'm Travis.
I'm Stephanie.
And we have just the show for you.
You, Me, and Squeeze, a new podcast where we explore the challenges of being new parents and everything we learn along the way. We'll talk about our experiences, different parenting philosophies and trends, giving our own perspectives, and talking about what worked for us and what didn't.
Let's face it, a lot has changed since our parents and grandparents were raising kids. So we're all kind of figuring out this new frontier for ourselves, and it can feel pretty lonely. So come join us for the journey where sometimes we'll laugh, sometimes we'll cry, but we'll always be real with you.
You, Me, and Squee. It beats listening to your childless aunt give her 2 cents.
Or any of your aunts, really.
Drunkenly mix metaphors and travel hoppy trails.
All right, welcome back. Glad you stuck with us through that break. I'm sure everybody cracked a hop water, or I don't know, if you're our listeners, you probably cracked a beer. Let's be honest. Yeah?
Let's be real. Yeah. No judgment, though, if you cracked a hop water, because, we just did.
Yeah, if you cracked a hop water and it's delicious, rock and roll. Do it. Splash of vodka in there, no worries. It's going to get the job done. All day long. You know what? Oh my God, that might be good with some gin. Ooh, that might be tasty with some gin in it, right? A little gin and tonic, but with hop water.
Gin and hop.
Gin and hop. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I think I just figured it out. I think I just unlocked the secret to life, Nick. Oh yeah. I'm like, hold on. Let's go back to break. I gotta go grab some gin. Oh, you know what? Speaking of snacks, Nick, what are you snacking on, my brother?
Bavarian Meats, Little Land Jaegers.
Yes. Look at those little meat sticks, man. They're like they're almost like a little pepperoni stick, but they're not like they're really good. I love them. I've been eating those for a while.
They're like little sausage fingers.
Little sausage fingers.
Little sausage fingers. I'm
Yeah.
super addicted to them. I'm sure there's a lot of sodium in them, but whatever.
Tons.
I drink tons of water anyway, so that's just going to be electrolytes, right?
There you go. That's it. 100%. If you drink a lot of water, you pee the salt out. That's how it works, you know.
I figure, I brine meats to make them last longer. So technically, this is brining me to last longer.
That's exactly it. 100%.
Yeah.
Little land Jaegers. Now pay attention, okay? And this is anybody who is an attorney or anything, take your headphones off. Stop listening. All right, now that it's just us regular folks. Bavarian Meats Little Land Jaegers will make you live longer, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that is a guarantee that comes from Bavarian Meats, and you can reach them in Seattle, Washington. No. No, but they are delicious. They're wonderful. I mean, I get them. I get those bags at Costco, and we always have one bag open and one bag unopened, because when I'm just down to one bag and it's only got like 10 or 15 sticks left in it, I don't feel safe. You know what I mean? So I've got to have my backup bag ready to go. Yeah.
And they literally pair with any beer. Or if you're just drunk, snack on these instead of going to Taco Bell. You'll thank yourself in the morning.
Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%. They're so good. We had Bavarian Meats sent us out because we hit them up. We're like, hey, these things are absolutely amazing. And they were like, glad you like them. Here's some more. And they sent us a few of the Little Land Jaegers. They sent us a couple of the bigger, fatter sausages.
Just regular Land Jaeger. They're called Land Jaegers.
The standard Land Jaeger, yeah. And so anybody, if you were watching the reel we posted with the, I'm sorry, we're sorry. If you watch that and you look closely, you can see Nick snacking on one of those in that video. And here's the thing. These things are so goddamn delicious that we didn't make content with them, which I think was the company's intent when they were like, hey, have some free sausages. I think they hoped we would make some content, but we didn't, because they don't last that long. And honestly, isn't that the real endorsement? Isn't that they didn't last long enough?
Now that I found them at Costco, I'm literally going to eat them every freaking episode.
There we go.
Buy Bavarian Meats. Buy Bavarian Meats.
Yes. And they've got a whole line of stuff too. Like, and the problem is where I am, I can't get any of their fresh sausages, but apparently they've got a whole line of fresh sausages and all of that. All I can get is the Little Land Jaegers where I am. But I get them and I eat them. And, listen, anyone from Bavarian Meats, if you're listening, you see us wearing these Moby Dick Brewing hats. You see me wearing an Arable Brewing t-shirt right here. We're whores. We're for sale. You send me a hat, I'll put that on.
Right here.
That's right.
For sale. Yes. Our own shirt.
T-shirt, hat.
Made by
you want me to
Junction
tattoo? Junction City Print Shop. You want me to tattoo my face? There's a price for everything. You just, you send us enough sausages, we'll get it done.
Yeah. Send him to his house.
Well, Nick, what did we do recently? Because you were just down here not too long ago. We got to see you in person again, which I always love. You and Monica, when you come down, baby loves you, family loves you. Always have a good time.
Totally. We came down. We drank some beer.
Yeah, we did.
We went to a really cool spot. Tap room in Seaside called Post No Bills.
Post No Bills. Yeah.
Post No Bills, which I should have expected. I was like, oh, okay, don't post any bills. Got it. Okay. And then you walk inside and the walls are covered with bills.
Yes.
So.
they've got not only
just
like
show bills.
And they've got a lot of the show bills, but then they also have, right,
a bunch of pictures of famous bills. So
you've got your Bill Murray, your Bill Belichick, Bill Clinton, like every there were ones on there that I'm like, who is that? I'm like, oh yeah, all right.
I have an idea now. Now I need to
Yeah.
plan a trip to Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
so I can take a picture of the Bill of Rights.
Yeah. Oh my God. That is so fucking meta, dude. That would get a place right in the center.
Yeah, right next
Right in the center.
next to where it says post no bills.
Yeah, absolutely. That's brilliant. I like that. Everyone who is listening right now, if you fucking do this before Nick gets a chance to, we will be so angry we will never forgive you. Or if you do it and then you tag us in it when you post it, then we will be very happy and we will send you beer.
For sure. or you could buy us a beer too, or send us some Bavarian meats.
Yes, absolutely. California is where you should send all of your various beers and hats and Bavarian meats.
Clearly that is getting bleeped out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's. Are you kidding? We don't have a lot of listeners, but I'm not taking chances. Let's throw that out there. Yeah. Post No Bills, cool spot. I was actually turned on to them years and years ago. It was, I know this is common now, tap room that also has a refrigerated case with cans and bottles that you can, buy and they'll crack it and you can pour it there, or you can take to go with you. Very common now. Didn't used to be the case in California. And this was one of the first places I saw that was doing it. It kind of blew me away because when that's not what's happening, you're like, is this legal? Can you do this? And and it's just been such a cool spot ever since. I think they've changed ownership since I first went there, but it's a great spot. It really is. Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I liked the spot. We were just like kind of in the corner, took over 2 couches with a little coffee table in front of us. I really liked it. I can't wait to go back there. That was a nice little hangout spot.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of a cool location. They do kind of like a street fair festival type thing every year in around August, and they'll have like 3 stages set up with bands going all day Saturday and Sunday and booths and everything. So it's right in the middle of where they've got kind of a courtyardish area. So it's a good location. And it's a spot where they've got room for, food trucks and things like that to roll up there. And who was there that night, Nick?
Ollie's Cheesesteaks.
Ollie's Cheesesteaks.
You had told me about them before.
Yeah.
And you talked about them. And it was always on the radar. But then finally, I got to experience it. It's not just trying it. It's your experience. It's an experience that you're having. Possibly a spiritual experience, depending on your love of food.
Yes, it is.
But this is I don't say things like these or take them lightly, but this is possibly one of the best Philly cheesesteaks I've ever had. I've had a lot of Philly cheesesteaks in my time. This one is definitely I think one of the best. And definitely not a traditional cheesesteak, but
no, it's not.
I am A-okay with that because this one was just absolutely phenomenal. Yeah.
Well, and when I told you about the place, because I ran into them at the pumpkin patch back in October, and we were there, with Squee and picking out some pumpkins and letting her jump on the jump house and what have you, the corn maze and all that. And we're over there and I'm like, okay, they're kind of scoping around. And I see one of those big banners that says, ribeye. And I'm like, well, I'm obviously going over there. We've talked about this. So I went over, I checked them out. And this cheesesteak is, look, I've had a lot of cheesesteaks. And Nick, you and I, man, we've got a couple of places that we know we talk about all the time and all remember
for sure.
this place. And we've got a handful of them that we grew up on that kind of shaped us. And I have said, that's right. And I've said since having this Ollie's cheesesteak for the first time that I have not been excited about a cheesesteak in a long time. And don't get me wrong, I've had some good cheesesteaks over the past few years and even recently. And like, okay, I'll get a cheesesteak and it's good and it, hits the spot and all that. I haven't been excited about a cheesesteak in a very long time. And this sandwich excites me. Like it's good. It's really unique. Those Peruvian spices and flavors that are on it. It's a really, really good fucking sandwich. It's really, really good. And I'm telling people about it. People walking past me on the street and I grab them like, have you heard of all these cheesesteaks? Damn it, you got to try it. They're really, really good. Yeah.
My first bite literally gave me goosebumps.
Yes. Yes. And people might think like, oh, they're exaggerating. We're not exaggerating.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Once you have one of these, you'll know, you'll understand. It's that good. It is. Yeah.
Yeah. If food is just okay, I'll be like, yeah, it's okay. This though, like everybody's got to find. I don't come across the country if you need to,
Yeah.
but you need to try this cheesesteak. It's absolutely amazing. I can't remember what that sauce was that came on the side.
Oh
to
yeah.
put on it, but that was really that added a whole other level of flavor to it.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really good. And then what I completely missed because I just saw the little A-frame board in front with the standard menu, and I was like, "Yep, cheesesteak, boom,
Right.
done."
Yeah,
I
easy.
didn't even bother paying attention to the special sign right on the window next to the cash register where you order.
Yeah, literally in your peripherals as you're ordering.
Yes, right in front of my face, and I didn't even see it until when my parents came to get a sandwich, and I took my mom out to order, and I was like, "Oh, shit. They have another sandwich, the New Yorker."
Yes.
And the New Yorker is half of their standard ribeye meat, shaved ribeye meat, and then half pastrami. And I mean, it's like
Pastrami watch! Pastrami watch! Pastrami watch! Yeah! Pastrami watch!
You know that's going to be in there right there.
Oh, yeah, of course. And I can't not order something that has pastrami in it, that's like a twist on their original sandwich. So
oh yeah,
I was full already. I ordered a New Yorker for to go because then the next day, I would just enjoy it then at home.
Oh yeah.
And I ended up splitting it with Monica, and after I finished, I was sad because I was like, fuck, I should have ordered at least another one, knowing that we were going to share this, and I was going to be sad because I only had half.
Yes.
And wow, that I don't know what pastrami he's using. But it was great. It added great flavor to the sandwich, but honestly, I feel like my pastrami would be better in there. So that's just
I'm telling you, Nick,
I'm biased.
I've had the same thought because your pastrami has it's got that aroma and flavor to it. And with the added juniper and everything, it's like a flavor explosion. And here's what I'm going to say. All these sandwiches, because it's that Peruvian style, he's using a lot more of these Peruvian spices to it. And he mentioned that sauce that came on the side. That's my understanding is that's like a fairly standard like sandwich sauce that, Alejandro was like, well, look, if I'm making sandwiches for my family, I'm whipping up some of this and I'm putting it on the bread. And I thought, oh, I better just have this for the cheesesteaks too. Like why would you not have this on the sandwich? Doesn't come standard on the spicy, which we got. Spicy also not like crazy spicy hot, but has a little bit of heat, that warmth to it, which is excellent. Sure. And so that sandwich spread doesn't come on it, but we got it on the side, and you start dipping in there and everything, and it's got that that wonderful flavor. Your pastrami has the backbone to stand up to those flavors and really add to it. Now, don't get me wrong. Alejandro's sandwich, the New Yorker, wonderful. Love it with the pastrami. Just a delight. Man, Nick, you put your pastrami in there. That takes this sandwich to another level. I think probably he's going to have to get a specialty license to be able to sell something that delicious. He'll have to be IDing people. It'll have to be like one sandwich per household per day. I don't know if regular public can handle that. I really don't.
Yeah, we're gonna have to introduce the social credit system. Like if your shit
Yeah.
doesn't stack up, no, you can't enjoy my meat.
Can't have it. Can't have it. You want to put Nick's meat in your mouth? There's requirements.
I set high bars.
Yeah.
High bars.
Yeah.
Speaking of pastrami.
Pastrami wash.
Speaking of pastrami, I'm always down to speak of pastrami, my brother. Yes, we are.
I just bought another brisket the other day.
Ooh.
So I just need to verify that I have all of the ingredients for the brine. And I'm gonna brine up another pastrami. This time's a much bigger one. It's a 20-pound brisket. But I'll probably end up shaving off I suspect there's probably about 5 or 6 pounds of fat that's going to be shaved off. So, but
sure,
I'm hoping that the final result is at least like 7 or 8 pounds of sliced pastrami.
Yeah. So let's see. You go in with a 20-pounder. You're going to be taking, like you said, about 5 pounds off of the fat cap and trim. And do you square it up when you do a pastrami? A little bit squaring, or
I don't really do anything fancy. I don't make it look nice like the brisket that I just smoke normally, because at the end of the day, it's all going to be thinly sliced up, and nobody's going to see how ugly it looks. So
so you're not losing as much because you're not squaring up and like that, but you're going to be losing a lot through the cooking process, moisture and what have you as it cooks. So if you start with a 20-pounder, what are we looking at? About 7, maybe 8 pounds a slice at the end?
I hope so. Because the last one I ended up with about 4.5 pounds of sliced meat, and that started out as like a 12 or 13 pound brisket.
Yeah. Okay. So, that sounds about right. Okay.
But
it's funny, people go to a good barbecue place, and if you find my Yelp, you'll see from years ago there was a barbecue place, and I left a review that was almost educational to people because so many people, were reviewing, the prices are so high and etc. Good barbecue, you don't talk about the price, right? Because it's expensive. You get a good piece of meat. So many places are not using top quality meat in their barbecue, which makes it tough or dry, or tough and dry, and things like that are not flavorful. So you get a place that's using top quality meat. First of all, they're buying it at, a higher price per pound than you would usually pay because it's high quality. So they're already starting off there. Then you lose a lot of it, right? You lose a lot of it to the trim. You lose a lot of it during the cooking process and all of that. And it's something that good barbecue, you've got to have somebody tending it for hours and hours and hours. I mean, it's 12, 18 hours sometimes, depends on the cut and what you're cooking. It's
grill BS.
No, it's not. I mean, it's a big deal to create good barbecue like that. And so, that's why when I think of Nick, you're talking about, I'm starting with a 20-pounder and you're starting with a good brisket, and then you end up with, you're hoping for 7 pounds of it.
Yeah.
That $4, $4.50 a pound that you paid for that brisket, once you get down to the meat that you got, you really ended up paying quite a bit for it. You know what I mean? Like it turns into an expensive piece. What that cost you? Somewhere between $80 and $100 for that brisket. Yeah.
It was around there because it was $4.89 a pound at Costco for prime.
There you go.
That's the funny part, is they had choice and prime briskets, and they were both priced the same. So somebody messed up somewhere.
Hey, you know.
But
happy birthday to Nick is what that was. Yeah, you grab that prime and you move forward.
Because I bought 2 of them.
Yes, you do.
But it ended up working out pretty well. So hopefully I get that in the brine by the end of this week, and it'll be another week and a half of waiting and then smoking it up. And and then I also just I went shopping, the grocery store with my mom yesterday, and I saw like some sliced up pastrami, and I was like, man, what cut of meat is that? Because that's not brisket.
Oh,
And so I'm
yeah,
wondering, and it's, it looks like your typical deli sliced pastrami. Um,
yeah,
and where it's, a nice big like round slice. So I'm thinking it's either eye of round or the top
yeah.
round. So
Interesting.
I'm gonna find some top round because obviously that's gonna be a cheaper cut of meat anyways. So
Yeah, it will. Yeah,
and usually the way that comes is there's not that much fat on it, so I'm not gonna end up losing much to trim.
yeah,
Um, and I could do a lot more top rounds in a 5-gallon bucket of brine at the same time. So
yeah,
we'll see
yeah. That's not a bad
how things
idea.
work out. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's like I'm saying. You pay $100 for a 20-pound brisket, you end up with 7 pounds of pastrami. $100 for 7 pounds of pastrami. That's quite a bit per pound. But if you're,
yeah,
like you said, if you're doing the eye around, you're losing a lot less of it to fat and things like that. Maybe an economical way to do it. We'll have to see how that turns out. I think that's a good experiment.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, let me see. I haven't cooked anything interesting. I'm going to be doing some lamb rib chops coming up pretty soon, and I think I've got a brisket flat that I'm going to do. So I don't know. I'll make some content. We'll talk about it next episode. Um,
Excellent.
See what turns out. But that should be some good
Yeah,
stuff.
for sure.
But that's it. I've got nothing interesting cooking coming up here. No, I haven't cooked
Well,
anything interesting recently. Been lazy,
I just got me
lazy.
briskets. So yeah,
Yeah,
it is. It was the holidays. We're lazy now. We're kind of getting back into the groove of things, and
yeah.
here we go. New year, new
Beer.
whatever. Yeah,
New
new
year, new
beer.
beer.
New
Yeah.
year, new beer. Nice. I like that. We need to get that printed on shirts.
That's it. Get that on a shirt. Oh, speaking of shirts, we've got a limited number of shirts. So,
Yes,
some of our patrons, we've got some coming out to you. We've contacted you, found out your shirt sizes. Those will be coming. We've got a limited number of shirts that are
yeah,
available. So, anybody, if you're not a patron, if you want one of these shirts, they're beautiful. They've got the logo on the front, they've got the big logo on the back. It says always say yes to the Hoppy Ending. Of course, it does. That's our tagline.
for sure.
They're awesome shirts. They're good material. They're soft. They're comfortable. I really
Nothing
like
but the
them.
best shirts. I searched high and low. I've purchased
Yeah,
many screen printed shirts, trying to find the best, best fitting. Um,
yeah,
and it's a nice, soft, semi-stretchy shirt.
yes,
Um, it's I think a nice combination of like 37% cotton and 13% poly and 7 something or whatever rayon or something like that. But
yeah,
anyways, um, yeah, high quality shirts. Slide
yeah.
in our DMs if you'd like one, since we don't have an online
Absolutely.
storefront yet, and
Right.
holler at us.
Yeah, yeah. We'd gladly get those out to you. So let us know, and we'll talk about how we get that to you.
Buy a
Um,
shirt, get a few free stickers. Boom.
you buy a shirt, you get some stickers. I'll pull some coasters off of that sleeve that I 5 figure
Sure.
discounted off of that bar. I mean that the bartender gave me.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But we will give you a whole bunch of extra stuff to throw in there as well, just because we love doing it. But
Totally.
no, definitely reach out to us. And
Maybe, just maybe, this idea popped in my head. Maybe
yeah.
you'll end up some lucky person that buys a shirt. Maybe they'll end up with a pint glass out of my pint glass collection.
Oh, that's actually pretty legit. That's really legit there because Nick,
I
you've
mean,
got
it's
an
most likely an
extensive
old
pint glass
pint.
collection.
It's most likely an old pint glass, but hey, it's there. I've got some great pint glasses.
Yes, you
So
do. Yeah, you've got some really cool ones. You absolutely do. I'm always envious of your pint glass collection, no doubt about that. So yeah, hit us up, and yeah, we'll wrap that shirt around a pint glass, fire it off in the mail. I can't say I'll put a beer in there because that's illegal.
yeah,
But read between the lines. I don't know.
maybe between lines.
That's right. And now, so speaking of patrons who already have shirts coming to them and hats coming to them and all of that, how do people become a patron if they want to become a patron and give us their money?
You can go to patreon.com and search for Hoppy Trails Pod, but to make it even easier, you can go to hoppytrailspod.com.
Yeah.
And click on that Patreon link there. Patreon link.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We've got a bunch of links there. You go to hoppytrailspod.com. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm cracking a beer right now if you heard that sound. This is how rude of me.
That was a whip
This
crack.
is
Ooh,
Sonic
fuzz.
Sonic Fuzz. This is a
fuzzy
Alvarado
looking.
Street Hazy Double IPA, 8.5 ABV. I'm going to get a little swirl to get that stout out of there
Yeehaw.
and jump into it. But yeah.
Wait, did you just mix hazy with stout to swirl it out, or?
I was rinsing it out, Nick. It was for cleanliness purposes. But yes,
So
I did. I used hazy
I'm
to rinse out the stout.
Well, I'm curious about how that tasted.
Darker than I would have thought. It was a little bit foamy because it hit the bottom of the glass and then I swirled it. So, just there for the rinse. Look at this, actually. While I'm here, let me hold this up. Look at that. That's
wow,
beautiful
that
hazy.
looks like orange juice there.
Right? Doesn't that look just like orange juice?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Nice. That's the
nice
kind
head
of
on
OJ
that.
I can get behind.
Yeah.
You got a nice head there.
Oh, that's nice. Ooh. Yeah, that's a good hazy. That's really nice. Let me see. Can they list the hops on this?
Head.
Can you head that head? That doesn't work.
I tried.
They don't
I'm
list
sorry.
they don't list the hops on this one, so I can't say what it is. But Sonic Fuzz, Alvarado Street Brewing, Hazy Double. I'm gonna plug it on the Discord, and we'll get it on Untapped. Oh, Nick, do we have our Untapped profiles posted somewhere so people can follow us and join us if they want to?
I'm pretty sure mine is on the on our little Linktree page.
Okay.
I'll have to get yours added, but yeah, find us on Untapped. Get tapped.
See what beers we're
Untapped.
drinking. Be friends with us. We're friendly,
Tap into us.
Yeah, just give us a little tap-a-roo. Speaking of being our friend, where are we going to be in a couple of weeks here? What, 4 weeks now? Where are we going to be?
We're going to South Carolina.
Yes, we are, and we are going to see Billy.
We are going to see
while we are
Billy.
out there, we are going to go to a cask. Is it a cask ale festival? It is, right?
You bought the ticket, so you tell me.
I know. Let me pull this up. So,
either way, it's going to be a beer festival, and we're going to drink some beer, and we're going to hang out with people, including Billy, and we're going to have a great fucking time.
Okay, it is called New Groove presents Woodstock Wood Aged Beer. That's what it is. Not cask. It's wood aged. There it is. All right.
Wouldn't cask aging be wood?
Yes.
I guess there are some metal casks. Are there metal casks? There are. No, there aren't.
Is that a firkin? That might be a firkin.
Yeah, that's a firkin. So yeah, wood cask. So technically, maybe all. I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Not all casks. Wait, not all wood aged beers are cask ales, but all cask ales are wood aged beers.
I'll stand behind that. Until corrected, I will stand behind that. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. So this is Woodstock Beer Festival. It is at New Groove Artisan Brewery, 4078 South Carolina 9, Boiling Springs, South Carolina. So it is Boiling Springs. It's going to be Saturday, February 3rd. And we're going to be out there. It's going to be a good time. We're going to be drinking a bunch of beers. We're going to be hanging out with Billy. We'll be there all weekend. So listen, anybody who is in the area, hit us up. If you can make it to the festival, go to the festival, see us there. We'll grab a drink together. We'll say what's up. It'll be a good time. If you can't make it to the festival, but you're in the area, hit us up. Let us know. And maybe we can meet up at a brewery, meet up at an eatery, something like that. We would love to see you. We'd love to interact and say what's up. And, Nick will buy you a beer.
We like to be engaged.
We do. So definitely check us out. We are engaging. But listen, we put ourselves out there, right? We go out here. We go, listen, world, here's us. Here's our heart. Here is what we think about beer and food. God, we're two white guys talking about beer and food. We're a dime a dozen, Nick. But I would like to say that we're probably better at it than everybody else. I'm going to say that. I feel that in my heart. Yeah.
We're unique.
Yeah. Yeah, we are unique. And if you disagree with us, contact at hoppytrailspod.com. Yeah.
Oh,
so that's where we're going to be. We're going to be having fun. Thank you for being with us for a year. We really look forward to starting this next year. I feel like we're starting to figure this out, and we're going to do a lot more fun stuff. And we look forward to doing it with all of you. Yes, come along with us.
Still here with us after a year, you're gonna really hate us after the next 50.
That's right. That's right. And
considering
I think
years, I'll be like 92. So
can't imagine what the beer scene's going to be like, but we'll be there with you. Yeah, we will. Well, I think at this point, all there is left to do, Nick, is to remind everybody to always say yes to that hoppy ending.
Always say yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
The preceding podcast was produced by Sequoia Productions, LLC. Copyright 2022. All rights reserved. If you enjoyed this show and you're looking for more, or even if you're looking for something a little different, check out the other amazing shows by Sequoia Productions, wherever you get your podcasts, or on sequoia.com.
Hoppy trails to brew until we drink again. Hoppy trails to brew. Keep sharing with your friends. Who cares about which IPA tastes better? ABV are just a couple letters. Hoppy trails to brews until we end.